Hi there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. It is finally fall. Okay, I know fall doesn't actually start until the end of September, but to me, September means fall. And I love it so much already. It is so cozy, but it is really windy and it is raining outside. So I hope you can really hear it, or maybe you do, it might add to the ambiance. I am so excited for this month's TBR because I love fall weather so much. Yesterday it was raining so hard and it just gives the best vibes while reading. And this month is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, which is just crazy to think about. But you're here for a TBR video, so let's talk about last month's TBR, and this is how I did. It is awful again, I know, I'm so sorry. But I'm going to finish my book tonight, so this video couldn't come at a better time. Well, maybe except for the beginning of the month, when you're supposed to pick your TBR. But let's not think about that. It's getting so dark because of the rain, but like I said, I hope it gives off fall vibes and it adds to the ambiance. Just like the other months, I am going to pick 5 prompts again, and I definitely won't get to all of these books since it's already the 15th of September, but I think that's okay. I hope you guys don't mind, I don't really finish my TBRs, but this way you get to see what books are on my radar, and I hope you at least enjoy that and maybe get some recommendations out of it. It is raining so hard right now and I'm so curious to know if you can actually hear it. But I'll definitely figure it out once I edit the video. It is giving the perfect fall vibes though, I must say. But for some reason I always make these intros way too long, so let's just pick our first prompt. Like I said, the last couple of months I didn't really finish my TBR, and that was because I was obsessed with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I am currently on book 6 and I will definitely finish that tonight, and the next book doesn't come out for another week and it will probably arrive in the beginning of October, so I have a lot more time and space to actually read books from my TBR. Speaking of the TBR, let's finally pick our first prompt. And as always, I will show it to you first. I hope you can actually read it. More than 400 pages. I'm really curious about this one. Like I said, I have been obsessed with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series and those books are chunky. Like the one I am on right now is over 800 pages. So I think 400 is doable. But let's see which books are over 400 pages. Well, this one is over 400 pages. It is 442. Do I want to read that though? Let me first look at some other books. Well, I actually have quite a lot of books over 400 pages that I really want to read. So my options are Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I don't know for sure if I want to read this. Of course, I definitely really want to read the book because I have read the first 2 books in the series, but it is really long. I don't know if I want to read that right now. Like I just told you, the book that I am on right now is very thick, over 800 pages, and this one is closer to 500 than 400 pages. So I don't think I want to do that right now. Oh, it's over 500 pages. Yeah, maybe not this one. I think I'm going to put this one back. And the next one I have is Legends Born by Tracy Dion, and I really want to read this book. It sounds so interesting. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know that it has a college setting, I believe, and it is an Arthurian retelling. At least something with the Arthurian legends. And it sounds so good to me. But again, it is closer to 500 pages than 400 pages. And I don't know if I want to do that right now. But this is a very big contender. Let's see what else we have. Like I said, we also have Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This is the second book in the Red Rising series and I have loved Red Rising. And I do have to say that the cover of this book definitely gives me fall vibes. So I wouldn't be mad to actually read this. But as I said, it has 442 pages. So it definitely counts. But let me see the last option we have. Because the last option we have is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the 3rd book in the Powerless trilogy, or might have another name, but you probably know what I mean. The first book is Powerless, the second book is Reckless, and the 3rd book is Fearless. I haven't read this yet, and it is over 400 pages. It is over 500 pages. And if we're going to pick something based on that and I don't want to read Onyx Storm because of that, then I probably shouldn't pick this one. But I do want to read this a little more than Onyx Storm for some reason. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to put this one back. So my options for this prompt are Legendborn by Tracy Deonn or Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I don't know what I want to read because I want to read both so bad. And I do think both give up fall vibes, so I think both would be perfect. But which one do I want to read though? Just to pick something else for a change, I think I am going to go with Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So I'm going to put Golden Sun by Pierce Brown back on my TBR. Like I said, I don't know anything about this book. I believe it takes place in a college or at least a school setting, and I absolutely love those books. For those of you who don't know, this is a fantasy book, and like I said, I believe it has something to do with secret societies and the Arthurian legends. You know, the Knights of the Round Table. I believe it has something to do with that. I don't really know anything else. I know we have our main character Bree, but apart from that, I don't know anything. I just know that people love this series so much because I believe this is the first book in a trilogy again. And a lot of people love it. And I haven't wanted to read it for literal years now. But I never bought it for some reason. But I finally did because I really wanted to give myself that push in the right direction. Because I really want to read it. And this is the first time I'm actually putting it on my TBR. So our first book on our TBR is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. It took me way longer than expected, so let's go on to the next prompts. What does it say? I really hope you can read this. A book with talking animals or objects. I have had this one before, and it would have been nicer to have something new, but I can definitely pick something because I absolutely love books with talking animals or objects. Do we count objects as anything? What do we actually count as objects? Because animals is going to be really easy, but objects is definitely going to be a little harder, I think. Let me get the books I think might have talking animals or talking objects. We actually have quite a lot again, and there might be some more. I don't really know if any of the books behind me also have talking animals or objects. I could try to make it easy on myself and pick the 7th book in the Dirty Squirrel Crawl series, but like I said, it probably won't ship till at least October. So I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely going to pick something else. But the options that I have are The Murderball Diaries by Martha Wells, which has a talking robot. This is exactly why I just asked you what we are counting on objects. Is a robot an object? Because it is not a human. And it's also not an animal, obviously. So are we saying it's an object? I don't know yet. So let's first look at some other picks. The other one I have is The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. I have put this one on my TBR before, but I just really wanted to read it, and I just read a little bit of the summary, and it does say that a talking tabby cat called Tiger appears and asks our hero or main character for help. So that does sound so amazing, and like I just said, I have been reading very thick books, so it might be really fun to have a small book like this, and I really want to read it. This is a very high contender, but let's look at our last option. The last option I have is, once again, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Like I said, I don't really want to read a thick book again, but I had to at least include this one here because we have dragons in this one and the dragons talk. Do we count them as animals? Because they're actually mythological creatures. And I am going to count them, but like I already said, I don't really want to read a really thick book again, so I am going to put this one back. So the picks we have, and what I'm definitely going to pick between, are The Cat Who Saved Books and The Murderball Diaries. Like I said, I don't really know if robots count, so just because of that, because I want to be fair this time, I am going to choose The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. I really hope I will read it this month because I am so excited for this one. I just really want to read it, and it is really small, so I do think I have the time and the space for it, and yeah, I just really want to read it. So this is definitely going to be my second book on my TBR. And for our third prompt, I'm trying to get some prompts I never had before, so maybe this one. I do believe we got a green one, and I think the green ones are based on color. I'm not really sure though. What does it say? A book with a red cover. This is so annoying because when I was getting these books, I saw that there wasn't a single red cover to be seen right here. And I hoped I wouldn't get this prompt, but we did. So I'm definitely going to have to look on my physical TBR because obviously there are no red books behind me. So let me get some options. Actually, the exact moment I wanted to stand up, I realized that there is a book that I really want to read and it actually has a red cover. So I'm definitely going to pick that one. Because the book I really want to read is The Malevolent Eight by Sebastian de Castell. This is the second book after The Malevolent Seven. And if you didn't know, I really love Sebastian de Castell. I love all of his books. I read almost all of them, and The Malevolent Seven was the second book I read this year, I believe, and I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars, and I really want to read the second one. And it just came out, but I haven't really bought it yet because I was really busy with another series. But I really want to read it, and it is actually perfect that it's red because it perfectly fits this prompt. So I'm definitely going to pick this one, and I seriously can't wait. That one was way easier than I thought it was going to be. So let's pick our next prompt, our 4th already. Okay. I think it goes this way. If it's upside down, I'm so sorry. The book club pick of the month. So I actually forgot to say this in my intro, but the book club pick of the month is Anxious People by Frederick Backman, which is one of my favorite books of all time. But obviously, because I just told you it's my favorite book, I've already read it and I've already reread it. So I decided to not read the book this month because I have already read it twice and I just really loved it. And I believe that the book club takes place on a day that I won't be able to participate. So I won't be reading that this month. So I think we're going to have to pick another prompt. So let's pick another prompt. It is starting to rain so hard. I think a storm might be coming. So the lighting in this video is probably horrendous, but you know, I really wanted to film this, so we are going to have to get through it together. But let us pick another prompt. So our actual 4th prompt. Can you see what it says? Because I cannot. A book with cats. I definitely already have a book with cats on my TBR, but can you ever have enough? I don't think so. So let me see if I actually have a book with cats on my TBR that isn't the Cat Who Saved Books. I seriously don't know if I have any other books with cats on my TBR right here, so I am going to see if I have some of those books on my Kindle. Give me a little second. Oh my god, the rain is so bad. Like I said, it gives the best fall vibe, so I am not complaining right now, but it is raining so hard. But okay, I just looked at my bookshelf and there are no books about cats on there that I haven't already read. I'm definitely missing a couple because there are definitely some books with cats in it. I do believe that there are probably a lot of books with cats in it, but I cannot find one. There are actually 2 books that come to mind. The first one I thought about was The Goodbye Cat, and I don't really know by who this is, and if I did know, I would probably butcher the name, so you can see it on screen right now. And I do really want to read this, but it is probably really sad, and that also makes me not want to read it because I cannot handle books about animals that are sad, especially since the cat on the cover kind of looks like my other cat Mellow, and I just don't really want to read about any of that. And the other book that I thought about was The Cat Who Saved the Library, also by Suzuki Natsukawa, because this is the second book after The Cat Who Saved Books. But this might be a bit optimistic to pick the second book in a series before even reading the first one, but I do believe that that one is also pretty short, so that would be perfect. But I don't know if that's boring, but I don't really know any other books that I have with cats in it. I really hope that you're not screaming at the screen because one of these books has cats in it and you know that and I don't. I'm so sorry for that. But for now, these are the only books that I definitely know have cats in them. And like I said, I don't think I can personally handle it to read The Goodbye Cat. So I think I'm going to put The Cat Who Saved the Library on my TBR. This is also a book that is actually on my 25 books to read in 2025, I believe. So that would be perfect to actually be able to check something off of that. So I am going to pick that one. I really hope you don't think that's boring. But our fourth book is going to be The Cat Who Saved the Library. And for our very last prompt, I'm not going to get something from the top because I'll definitely get a prompt that I had before. Okay. What does it say? Been on my TBR the longest. I have had this prompt a couple times already, but there are a lot of books that have been on my TBR for a very long time. So let us see behind me. I mean, there are definitely a couple. Let me get some of them. So the first book that could definitely fit this prompt is again Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, because I have been talking about this one a lot. I have read Red Rising last year, I believe in April, so it has almost been a year and a half since I read that one. So this one has been on my TBR for a very long time. There's also a book that will be a running gag if I keep talking about it, I think. And that one is Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. If you don't know, I have read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies a very long time ago. And I don't really know what to think about it. I keep saying this every single time. But if you have seen my other TBR videos, this one has made an appearance a couple times already. So you do know that this one has been on my TBR for a long time. So I could pick that one. But let's see our last option. And that one is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I have had this book on my TBR for a very long time. Like actual literal years. I think I heard about this book from Haley in Bookland, if I'm correct. So it has been so long since I wanted to put this on my TBR, and I got it from a friend. If you know me or have seen a couple of other videos, then you know that I am not really a fan of romance. How many times can I say that? I don't know, but that's why I still haven't read it. And I don't really know. Yeah, I just don't think romance is for me, but I am definitely ready to be proven wrong. But I do believe that this is about two people who are about to graduate from high school, I think. And they have some kind of scavenger hunt and there they fall in love. I don't really know what this is about other than that. It just sounded pretty cute. And yeah, I don't know. This one has been on my TBR for so incredibly long. I just don't know. I don't know. I think this is so hard. It would be amazing if you could help me decide, but of course you can't. Oh, this is so hard. Okay, so I am going to see how many pages they are, because am I going to say it again? I just don't really want to read something that long, because I am about to finish a book over 800 pages. Okay, so Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is just over 300 pages, so that's definitely doable. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow is just over 350 pages. And like we established, Golden Sun by Pierce Brown is over 400 pages. So I'm going to put this one back. Am I ever going to read this one? I don't know. I definitely will, but maybe not this month. But that leaves us with Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands and Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Am I going to put this book on my TBR for the third time? Or am I going to put something new on it? I mean, this cover does scream fall, but I do believe I heard that it takes place in the spring, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. If I am being completely honest, I do think that there is a book that has a slightly better chance of being read, and Ironically, that is going to be Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. Do I want to put this on my TBR for the third time? You know what? I am going to say that our final book is going to be Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. And I do hope I'm finally going to read it, but let's be honest, I do think I'm going to prioritize the other books that are on my TBR right now. I don't know, okay, I am disappointed in myself too, but we will see. I might surprise you. Probably not, but you never know. So, the fifth book on our TBR is Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. And unfortunately, we are going to put Today, Tonight, Tomorrow back on our physical TBR. Now that we have picked our last prompt, we will quickly go through all the books that are on my September TBR. Let me quickly figure this out. So the first prompt we had was more than 400 pages, and for that one, I picked Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. The second prompt we got was a book with talking animals or objects, and for that one I picked The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. The third book was a book with a red cover, and for that one I picked The Malevolent Eight by Sebastian de Castell. The fourth book was a book with cats, and for that one I picked The Cat Who Saved the Library by Suzuki Natsukawa. And our fifth prompt was been on my TBR the longest. And for that one, as you saw, I picked Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett yet again. So yet again, here are all the books that are on our September TBR. Like I said, it is already the 15th of September, so there is no way I'm going to finish all of these books. But I'll definitely try my best, and I hope I'll get to more books than I did last month. But I can't promise you anything because I'm really busy with work. But I hope to read a lot and I'll be able to film a little more. I have a couple videos lined up that aren't TBR videos, so definitely be on the lookout for those. I at least can't wait to see which books I'll get to this month. As always, let me know if you read any of these books and what you thought about them. And if there are any books on this TBR that you think I should definitely read, then please let me know. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!